Here we go with another big-time guest joining us on Legends territory, Scotty Braun and AJ Pierzynski, and we appreciate the MLB Players Alumni Association for having the ultimate Rolodex and hooking us up with AJ's old buddy, Andruw Jones, joining us right now. And I'll do the accolades this way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up, should be in the Hall of Fame. That's how I'm going to announce him.
That's it?
That's it. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
That's all of it?
Yes.
Well, not going 5-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove, all that stuff. You're just going should be in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, Google the credentials. Yes, exactly. 17 years in the bigs and 61.4% of the vote in his 6th year on the ballot.
I want to know. Well, can I call you AJ? I don't know what I'm supposed to call you.
AJ. What did you call him?
I called him Druw. It was usually Druw.
You can't call him Druw anymore. Also, are we going to let him talk? What's up, Andrew?
Hey guys, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Yeah, I guess whatever you guys talking about, you can call me Druw. I guess everybody call my son Druw now, but AJ, Andrew, yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I know a lot of people give me nicknames, so Bobby Cox called me Andy. So I mean, it's like I haven't heard that in a long time. So whatever.
Fruitcake? Can I call you Fruitcake?
I was going to say, does AJ call you names still? Probably.
Well, I think the fruitcake, I brought the fruitcake to the table, and I think AJ started running with it. But
Wait, there's a story behind this?
He just used to call me Fruitcake, so we used to call each other Fruitcake for a long time. The year we played together, he was calling me Fruitcake, so we just started calling each other Fruitcake. I don't even know why. It was just one of those things that pops up.
Did you bring him a fruitcake?
No, it's a lot of stuff behind a fruitcake, but we're just not gonna get into the whole thing about the fruitcake right now.
Okay, well, can we get into just because it's a big topic with you, the Hall of Fame? What does it mean to you, and how much do you keep track of the numbers and how close you're getting to being inducted? Obviously, you still got plenty of time left on the ballot.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's an honor to be on the ballot. I mean, it's so many people that play the game that have not been on the ballot and got on the ballot, and it was only one shot and out. So it's an honor to continue to be on the ballot, and the writers recognize my talent and keep me going. I'm not gonna lie to you if I don't tell you I keep up with it, but it's one of those things. I mean, you play for such a long time and trying to be as much consistent that you can be through the years, and you put numbers, and when you put numbers, people start recognizing you to be some of the best that play the game. So I think at the end of the day in your career, if you make the Hall of Fame, it's just the biggest honor of all. I mean, I think we all dream about being a professional baseball player and make it to the big leagues and be successful and be consistent at your job and help your team win championship and hopefully win World Series. But after that, if your peers recognize you, how hard you went about your business and how hard you work on it to be one of the best at your position, is the best thing ever.
Hey, what changed? Because you went from 7%, 19%, 34%, 41%. Now you're over 60%. What, did you start handing people $100 bills to vote for you? I mean, what? Because the numbers didn't change. Your accolades. Obviously, I grew up a Braves fan, and you were a young kid on the Braves teams, and you were unbelievable back then, and you were unbelievable for your whole career. So what's changed, and now how do you have? There's nothing's changed. So tell me.
I don't know. You can tell me. You and all in the media. I don't know. I mean, guys, a lot of guys start dropping off. Guys get into the Hall of Fame and not in the ballot, and your name's still running out there, and you're gonna get some of the votes. The more people talk about it, the more people recognize you and compare your numbers to some of the greatest that play the game. People are gonna start understanding a little bit about it should be in the Hall of Fame, and some people put votes on there, some people still don't vote. So you can't control none of that. At the end of the day, if it happened, it's going to be a special day for for me and my family and the whole island of Curaçao. But if it don't happen, it's so many guys that I play against and I idolize growing up and watch that did not make it. So it's some of those stuff that you can control, and you're just happy to be part of it and still be on the ballot, and hopefully you make it one day. And if it don't happen, you know
Liar.
life
Liar.
life
Tell us.
life
Liar.
life.
Say, I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Just say it. I, Andruw Jones, deserve to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I approve this message.
If you say in AJ, I take your word.
Okay. All right.
Here.
I think he should be in.
Here's the two beefs I have, the two biggest beefs I have, okay? Number one, absolute premium position, center field. It's so hard, and we've seen this for years, to find a good center fielder, period. Even just in one category, one dimension, just a good defensive center fielder. You could make a strong case for the best defensive center fielder of all time. And if he's not best all time in your mind, he's top whatever, top 5, top 3, whatever it is, depending on who you are and how old you are. And you want to say, oh, in my day, so-and-so is the best. Okay? So that's that part alone. We have other guys who have either been voted in or who we talk about just for their defense alone who didn't do much with their bat. Andruw hit 434 home runs. So that's my one problem is, okay, it's not just one of the best defenders at a premium position of all time. He put up the offensive numbers. Here's the other side of it. And I've been around a lot of the number crunchers. Oh, well, it didn't carry into his 30s. I'm like, but he started his career at 19 years old, and he's a normal human being who went through the natural progression of how you go through a career. 19 years old, throwing his body all over center field for a long ass time. That's my other problem is. It's not like Andruw did this for 5 years, right? Like there are guys where you go over like we talked recently about Johan Santana. It was like a shortened time period. Don Mattingly, like there's certain guys, right? Like it's like a smaller window of prime. This was a lengthy window. That's my problem, Andruw. Is I'm like, did they forget you played baseball at 19 years old in the big leagues?
Well, I was lucky enough to get called up. I mean, I think the Braves got me the opportunity to go out there and show my talent, and gave me the opportunity to go out there and play. And I was lucky enough that the Braves was being so competitive, through the '90s. And when I got up, some reason the Bobby Cox knew that we were going to play the Yankees, and the Yankees had so many lefties in their starting rotation, and we had a lot of left-handed hitter in our lineup, and he gave me an opportunity to go out there and play. I think the main thing that I look back, I love this game, and I think when I signed that contract, I walk into the clubhouse, I'm playing every day, and I think I play a lot of years hurt. I play a lot of years with a lot of injury, and just like everybody else. But I never took a day off. I know, just like AJ don't. Every time when he play, he went out there and played with bruised knee, bruised shoulder from getting hit behind the plate. So the mindset that I had, and I think if I would have just saying that I'm going to play 140 games and wait to the playoff and go out there and playoff and stuff. It was every day. It's going out there every day, help your team in any way you can to win a game. If it's defensively, if it's take a walk, it's a drive in a run or hit a homer. That's what I did. That's what's my mindset every time when I walk to the stadium. So, those things. A lot of people kind of be like, why he did not perform so well towards his end in his 30s, because I played so many games, and I had a lot of injuries, and towards my end of my career, my knees start giving up a little bit, and it's when your knees start giving up, you basically don't have nothing left. So I kind of turned into not the everyday player that I used to be, and I hang in there towards I was like, okay, that's enough.
What do you consider your biggest accomplishment in your career? The 400 homers, because I was on that team, or I want to hear your answer for your biggest accomplishment, and then I'll give you mine when you're done. For you,
for my career, I think be consistent. every year, playing with Chipper and watching Fred McGriff, the last few years with Atlanta, every time when they win about their business is, when they walk into spring training, let's be consistent as we can. Because if we be consistent, I think we'll be winning our division and we will be making playoff. So consistency is the thing that I wanted to be in, I wanted to do, and I did it for a long time. Go out there, drive in 100 runs or drive in over 80 runs every year, and if you do that, you're helping your team win. So my accomplishment that I want, that I think that I did was being as much consistent as I can be, and be the best that I can be at my position. Because in the lineup, you got 2, 3, 4 guys. If you're hitting fifth, if you're hitting four, you got third, fifth guy that if you don't get a job done, I mean, they're gonna back you up. But at center field, if you if you don't go out there, you make a mistake out there, you're gonna cost your team 2 or 3 runs.
Okay, so do you know who Morgan Wallen is?
Yeah.
Have you heard the song 98 Braves?
Yes.
I mean, that's my biggest accomplishment for you. You're in the song. You're in the Morgan Wallen song. The Jones boys and the Big Three. 4 of those 5 are in the Hall of Fame. There's one that's not, and it's you. So you made a Morgan Wallen song. Way to go.
Oh, hey, the guy is famous now. The song is top song, country song in the country. So, hey, they're going to be in Atlanta. I'm going to be at the concert. So, it should be fun.
Tickets? Can you get me tickets?
Yeah, I can get you tickets. I can get you in. I mean, you can get in anywhere you want, AJ. I mean,
no. I'm not in the song. I'm not in a Morgan Wallen song. I can't call Morgan Wallen up and say, "Hey, you wrote a song about me." You're in a song, and he's hard as hell to get a ticket to. So,
yeah. Okay, AJ, I got you.
All right, thank you.
Don't bring a pass. I only can give you 2 tickets.
That's perfect. Just me and my wife. That's all I'm asking for. No one else.
Do you get royalties off that?
I hope so. No,
not yet, right?
Not yet, but we might have to talk with Scott Boras about that.
Exactly. When did you find out about that song and that you were in it? And did you know him before that?
No, I have not. I mean, you hear his songs before, but I was on the way to Taiwan to coach at WBC, and somebody said, "Hey, did you hear this song?" And this guy's mentioning it, and I was like, just trying to prepare to, trying to win some games in Taiwan, and they sent it to me. I was like, "Oh my God, come on!" But it's a sad song because we lost, so that's not fun. But yeah, it turned out. I mean, it's one of the big things now. Everybody's talking about it.
Is that the 98? Is that the year you think you guys had the best team? I know you guys won 95, right? 95? Jeez.
95 we won.
You weren't there yet, right? 96?
No, 96
we lost to the Yankees.
Yankees, yeah. 97 we lost to the Marlins. The Marlins ended up winning.
That was the game where, what's his name, had the strike zone that was like as wide as this table, right?
Yeah. It was unbelievable. It was Eric Gregg.
Eric Gregg, yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough, but the Marlins, if you look back, the Marlins had a number that whole year. To be honest with you, every time we played them, we couldn't beat them. They have the big Kevin Brown that was nasty as it can be, one of the nasty pitchers I ever faced in my whole career. They have veterans guys out there that they had a number that year, so we couldn't knock them off. And then go to 98, Kevin Brown go to San Diego Padres, and then he got us again. So, if we could eliminate Kevin Brown, I think we could have a couple good chances to make it pretty much 4 years straight to the World Series.
I have just vivid memories of looking at strike zones that were so freaking wide for certain pitchers. Glavine Hernandez.
Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst game.
He had Glavine sometimes would work the corner and be like, "Oh, that's a strike," and then he'd go a little further out. "Oh, that's a strike."
Yeah, but the difference was that game with Levon, he was throwing those curveballs that Fred McGriff and these guys, they couldn't reach. They were a foot outside. That
That doesn't happen anymore, Andrew. Just so you know, there's bad calls, but that far off consistently, where you're just like, here's my zone, that umpire would get a failing grade because they get graded differently nowadays.
Well, he probably would have get a funny letter by somebody to tell him that, clean it up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. He probably did get some funny letters.
He got a lot of letters from Braves fans.
Hell yeah. How's life for you when you're in Atlanta, Andrew? When you go to Atlanta, how are Braves fans with you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm basically, if it's 82 games at home, I probably go to about 40, 50 games. I still work for the Braves, part of the special assistant. But, I love to go to the game. I love the game. I love to watch the game. I watch every game on TV. If it's not the Braves, it's other teams. And if they're showing on TV, I watch it. I want to continue to learn and, about it. And, I know a lot of things changing, with, everything it is and it with from data to everything. I mean, it's scouting report, always been scouting report, but there's a lot of more edge to it now. So I try to learn everything and, just pass along to the young kids. And if they have questions.
Did you get a ring? 21?
Yes, sir. Yes,
you got
sir.
the full ring with the light show and everything inside of it? Right?
No.
You didn't get the one where they take off the top and has like
no,
lights?
that's for players. I got front office ring.
Oh, that's bull.
The front office doesn't get the light?
I know.
No.
That's kind of bull.
Yeah.
No, no, it's the only front office that get the main ring is probably the president,
GM, Anthopoulos got to get it.
The GM, the CEO, all those COOs that they have. So they all get the main rings. The PR people and all the stuff, they only get the second tier of it. I mean, they had like 3 or 4 tiers of the ring. So
go steal Eddie Perez's. He doesn't need it.
Eddie got a real one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Just go up to him and just trade him. Yeah, just trade him. Be like, Eddie, you deserve this.
Yeah, he was on the staff. But it was an exciting year. I mean, I watched the whole transition and everything that they did. Everything clicked. Anthopoulos made tremendous trade to get the right people into the lineup, and they all produced. And one was the national MVP, and one was the World Series MVP. So it was just the right move that he had to do, and those things happen. You win the World Series before it's everything had to click right, and you have to bond together and do the right thing together, and at the end of the day, you play baseball.
So you're very involved in the game, like you mentioned. You're working with the Braves. You're at many games. I know that you're a mentor to many as well. We've talked about this in the past. Like, give me some of the players that you are closest with. Of course, we'll get to your son, to Druw, but players that you're close with in the bigs that you've mentored and what you talk to them about, right? I know Poche, who's had his ups and downs, is somebody that you've been close with, who obviously glove-wise is insane. Just the bat hasn't come around, but are there others as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, from Ozzie to Acuna to Riley. I mean, I saw all these kids grow up through the minor league. I mean, I saw the talents that they had, and I always went down and take a look at them. Just talk baseball, talk life with them, just to get their mindset off a lot of stuff that they might be going through. But I see all these kids grow, and they all had tremendous talent. And I'm happy to see them all came up around the same time and develop together and be the star that they are now, and help the team win a championship too. So after that, you name it, the guys from Curaçao that is in the big league now, and some of that still in the minor league work themselves up to the major league. Curaçao baseball is growing so much now. The opportunity that they're getting, and these guys got to take advantage of it, and some of them are.
Can Acuna be the face of the Braves for the next 10 years, kind of like Freddie Freeman was, and and you and Chipper were kind of together. Is he the guy, or is it Riley? Is it Ozzy? Is it heck? Sean Murphy can't get out now.
Well, golly, I mean, it's so many. I mean, I like the team, man. I saw him some clips. I didn't get a chance to go to spring training this year, but I saw how they all were bonding together, and you name it. I think everybody is pick up each other. I think you know when you talk about face, it's tough to name it because if you speak in the English, if you speak in everything, if you're commuting with the media, I think that's what the media like to be like. I'm the face of the team, but I think all these guys they just back each other up. They lead by repetition. They go out there and play every day. Olsen go out there and play every day first base. Ozzy go play every day. Rowley go out there and play every day. So. Those guys they lead by reputation, and I think you won't call is one guy in the clubhouse say I'm the leader of this team. I think they're all leaders. They just lead by reputation.
Your son Druw is one of the top prospects in the sport. Would you ever tell him to not sign with a certain team? Like, did you see Vladdy Jr., who was like, I don't like the Yanks, it's personal, and he's a stud. I mean, Vladdy Jr., but he was like, fam's got problems with them. We're not signing with them ever.
I don't know. I mean, nah, hell no. I mean, go play who you want to play for. I mean, I think when the Arizona was very interested in signing him, he went out there and he loved it. He loved play game. It really doesn't matter really who he signed with or who's gonna sign him. When that time get there, he's gonna have to make his own decision. And I'm only gonna guide him the right way and tell him the right stuff that he have to do. And because I went through all this already, so at the end of the day, he's got to make his own decision on what he want to do in his life. And I think now he did. He did. He made a commitment to go to be a professional, and he signed at a young age. So now he have to go through all the minor league stuff and learn, make an adjustment every day, and hopefully he can make it.
It's awesome. Number 2 overall pick, obviously a huge prospect in the Diamondback system. So that's great advice. Let him live his life. You'll guide him, but let him do his thing. Yeah. I saw you and Vlad recently in Miami promoting the Caribbean World Series coming to Miami next year. Is this a fallout or from the WBC having so much positive reaction from being in Miami? They saw it. I was at a game against Venezuela, USA, and it was incredible. Because of that, did Miami come to you in the Caribbean World Series and say, man, we want to host this in Miami? Because that's a huge step going from Venezuela or Dominican to now Miami in a big league park.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I think everything started a little bit before that already, because I heard that when they went and played Venezuela, they were talking about, possibility play in Miami the year to come. And I guess the Caribbean Series president talked with the Marlins CEO and the president of the Marlins, and they made a decision. And I think the decision made, like you say, the decision was easy to make because what they saw with the WBC, the previous years in Miami, and they never saw how electric the stadium was since the World Series down there in 2002, 2003 and 97, but it was not at that stadium. So it was easy for the Marlins owner and president to make the decision to bring the Caribbean Series to Florida and to interact, because you can really call Miami as almost as it's just another Caribbean area. I mean, so it's so many Latin people down there, and from Dominican to Cuban to Puerto Ricans. It's easy to make that decision. I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward for it. I know a lot of people was not happy with Curaçao that has not been in the Caribbean setting for so long, but the president of the Curaçao League and the tourism bureau, they made a lot of they put a lot of money into to be part of it, to promote the island too, and do more stuff like that. A lot of when I post my first time on Twitter, everybody was like, "What happened with Colombia? What happened with Panama? What happened with Cuba?" And you know, they all was in Venezuela this past year for the Caribbean series, and I think again, it's always fun. It's always fun to have all those type of teams in there to make the baseball bigger, but you have to have the some liquid to make it there. So I think that's why they're not there, and it's tough to have so many teams because it's such a short period of time of the series. It's only like 9 days tournament, so it's short. It's you're only going to do it in one stadium. If they, I think this past year the Caribbean Series they did it in two stadiums, so you get chance to play more games.
Is in Curaçao? This was the first year. This past year, right? This was the first year they were in it.
Yeah, this 2023 was the first time they be part of the Caribbean Series.
You played in the WBC in 2006, if I'm correct. I think I'm right on that, right? You've coached the other years. You coached this past year, 23.
I played 2013.
Okay.
And then I passed I coached the last 2 years.
Do you think because of the success of the Netherlands, which Curaçao falls under the Netherlands because of the way, do you think that's why Curaçao was able to get into the Caribbean World Series? Because they've had success. And then you look at the major league level and you see the names. You see Kenley Jansen, you see Profar, you see Bogarts, you see Scope, you see all these guys, Chadwick Trump, that are in the big leagues and having success. Is that why you think it was Curaçao to get into the Caribbean World Series?
I don't think so, because Curaçao had, I think that part is the national team, the kingdom, when we get all these guys together to go play WBC. For the Caribbean series, it's only Curaçao. I think when they start, maybe I think last year or 2 years ago, they start playing all the teams in the Caribbean series, and they end up winning the Caribbean series. Not that, it's not the Caribbean series. It was just not the professional Caribbean series. They had a Caribbean series down in the Bahamas and Dominican. They all play against each other, but it's more amateur. It's not professional. So I think they won that, and then we got contact to from other president and say, hey, do you guys want to be part of this? And of course, it's a big thing for Curaçao to be part of a big baseball series that hosted by major baseball talent countries. So the decision was easy to be part of, and yes, everybody made everything happen. So it's more involved than it is.
Are you going to play? Are you going to play next year? You're going to come back, play in the Caribbean World Series?
Absolutely not. I don't want to deal with those things. I don't know. I love my golf days, man. I just don't want to be hurt and sore shoulder, sore back. When I was in the WBC, I went to hit in the cage with the guys. My calf was on fire. I did not know that swinging the bat, my calf would be so sore. So I'm like, nah, this is gonna hurt my golf days.
Where do you think Curaçao's at right now with baseball? Because like AJ mentioned, I mean, there's some star power there. Is there a lot more coming? Like, what's the best part and the worst part right now about baseball in Curaçao?
I think continue to develop down there. I think scouts going down there to look for the next prospect. Baseball play not that much no more. I mean, not no more. Always not as much from little league to senior to the next level. We probably play 30 to 40 games, and we don't get as much play that these kids in the United States get. I mean, these kids in the United States at 13, 14, they're playing 140 games a year. So we don't get that much play. So it's more practice and conditioning and trying to be who you want to be in life. So I started a league probably when I was playing. I started a tournament for for a month to just have the kids get ready to play for their own season. So it's like a pre, almost like a spring training kind of game, but they play a tournament, and whatever team that win the tournament will get a chance to fly to Atlanta and watch me play. So I did it for 15 years, and I think now Kenny Jensen took it over, but I don't know if he's still hosting it down there. But I did it for 15 years straight, and those kids love it. We have so many kids that just want to play, just to win, to come to Atlanta and watch me play. So. Baseball grew so much, through the past 27 years.
I know it hasn't happened, but it gets talked about a lot. Do you think an international draft would be good for Curaçao, or would it hurt the cause there?
I think it's probably going to hurt because you're going to deal with a lot of other countries that have a lot of great players. It's not like we don't have great players. But my thing that I want those kids from Curaçao to do is just, get a chance to get a scholarship. Get a scholarship to come to the United States and continue to, get a nice degree and keep playing the game. I think if you go to college, there's so many colleges around that, have great baseball talent, and you can get drafted from college. So I think my personal goal for every kid in Curaçao is just get a chance to get a scholarship to come to the United States and get a diploma, get a degree, and keep playing. And if baseball is going to be what you want in your life, you have plenty of time to do it.
The Braves teams you were on had a ton of Hall of Famers. We've already discussed it. Game 7, you have to win the game. Who do you want starting, Maddux, Glavine, or Smoltz?
Depends who we face, and be honest with you. I think I think
or Livan Hernandez with Eric Gregg behind the plate. Maybe he's an answer.
I will go with Livan Hernandez with Eric Gregg behind the plate. He was unhittable. I did not play that game, but the guys were coming back, and we were like, what in the world's going on here? I mean, it was not a good game call behind the plate. But I think I will go with Smoltz because it's more like a power pitcher. You will get more swing and a miss. I think Game 7, you want to punch guys out, and if guys put the ball in play with Smoltz, most time it's a long fly ball, and we got people there. So it just depends who we face, and be honest with you. But if I need Game 7, I will go with Smoltz.
Who would you pick?
Depends who they're facing.
Safe answer.
And who the umpire is and how much they're giving. I mean, if you're facing Maddux, right, and the plate, or Glavine, and the plate is this wide, I'll take either one of them because they could just go boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
I faced Maddux, and Maddux, when the plate was this wide, he had no chance because he would especially being left-handed, he'd start it at you behind you, and he would go, and it was never a strike. The umpire's like, oh, the catcher caught it where he set up. Yeah, but he's off the plate a foot. So yeah, Smoltz has the track.
I see it. I see it a lot my whole career, but I still will go Game 7. I will go Smoltz. To be honest with you.
And which one was your favorite to play behind? And it could be someone else.
Man, golly. Well,
Mark Burley, he worked fast.
Oh, I love Burley. I really love Burley. I like guys that throw fast, to be honest with you. Maddux pick up the ball and go. Smoltz take his time. Glavine is pretty quick too. I have so many guys that I love. Guys that let guys put the ball in play. It's get a little boring when you get punch outs every batter. So I feel like I want to be like the shortstop. I want to be like in the game every pitch, and I think that's why I took my game to center field, and I want to be in the game, and I always controlling the left and right field guys and tell them where to go, and hey, and you need to go 2 steps in, you need to go 2 steps back. So I just feel like I'm like the quarterback out there.
I need some juicy Greg Maddux story. I mean, almost anyone that's played with him is like, this dude was off the rails, and you had the trio there all picking on each other, doing pranks and jokes, and we're pretty far removed from that time period, so I think it's safe now.
Wow. I don't want to throw Chipper on the bus, but he picked on Chipper the most. Chipper used to use the white sanitaries to put, he probably would use like 8 sanitaries a leg. Um, Maddux wipe his butt with him all the time, and he just
Maddux is
and Chip would just go and pick a handful of them, and because the bucket from sanitary used to be next to Maddux's locker. This is funny. I'm not kidding. This is true story. You can ask him about it one day. But Chipper really did not know about it, to be honest with you. I'm just saying this right now because if Chipper hear it, he probably will go and call Maddux and say, really? I'm sure he does. Maybe he don't, but that was the craziest thing I ever seen. I mean, the pissing in the shower is a different stuff. He will go out there with no flip flop on. And if you're next to him, he will pee on your legs.
I was gonna say, has he ever peed on your leg? Because he's famous for peeing on everyone's leg in the shower.
No, I'm always in the opposite way from him. I knew exactly what all that he does. So I try to stay away from it.
How did you know and Chipper didn't? Because I've heard that story too. And they're
I
like,
know.
"Yo, Maddux is crushing you," and it happened many times. Apparently, I'm like, no one ever told him, or I don't know. They probably smelled.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know, but you need to ask Chipper about that if you knew or not. But I have seen it and with my own eyes. So, hey, Chipper, sorry that I never told you about it, brother, but Maddux was a little older, so I had to respect him.
Speaking of Maddux and Glavine, did you see that? You obviously saw the Chicks Dig the Long Ball commercial.
Mm-hmm.
How come you didn't get a cameo on that? It was McGuire and hitting home runs. They couldn't have an Andruw Jones. That was right, kind of in your prime, right?
No, hell no. Maddux, no, hell no chance. McGuire was hitting balls out of the stadium, and I was just hitting them right over the wall. Sosa was doing the same thing, but that was a great time for those guys, with the long ball. It was fun to watch, to be honest with you.
Those were crazy times.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game was, I mean, there were some big dudes.
Yeah. They could hit the ball really far.
Yes. Some serious biceps.
Because I grew up a Braves fan, so when I get to talk to like old Braves, it's always, and I was in the minor leagues when Andruw came up, so I always get Baseball America #1 prospect Andruw Jones. What year was it when you caught the ball backwards against the fence? And they have a bobblehead of it, right? I've seen the bobblehead. Yeah. What year was that?
98 maybe.
98 Braves. See, it comes all the way full. That was when you've seen that catch, right, Scott, where he's full speed, jumps both feet against the wall, and basket catches it in the air. And it's one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
99, I was just told.
99? Okay, 99. Yeah, all right.
That's close.
So they all roll around the same time. 98, 99.
How many times
they were all good years.
Yeah. How many times did Bobby Cox yell at you for playing too shallow?
No, to be honest with you, never. The only time he yelled at me when a ball dropped in front of me and he took me out of the game. I think that was the only time that he ever yelled at me. I think, I have talked about Bobby Cox, many times, how great he is, and he's like my second dad. When we go through scouting report and teams that we play, he always say, Andruw, do whatever you want to do. And he gave me that gift that I didn't want to fail him. So, I went out there into a lot of proud to be the quarterback in the outfield for him. And, I didn't want to let him down. So that's how, I put a lot of effort and wanted to be the best out there.
Are you excited to get your number retired on September 9th by the Braves?
It's a long coming. I think, a
lot of people
that I know that follow me from my whole career and, tell me when they're gonna retire now, why your number not retire. I say it's not it's not me, it's the Braves. And I think when Mr. Terry McCurr called me a month and a half ago and told me the news, I was speechless. I mean, it's another great honor, all the accomplished that you do, and the consistency, and the team recognize you, the team that gave you the opportunity to play, the team that gave you the opportunity to live your dream and play the sport that you love. It was just a great honor. I'm looking forward for it, and it's going to be it's going to be exciting. A lot of family is going to be in town, and I'm just looking forward to seeing my number retire out there. I mean, I play with a lot of those guys that their numbers up there. From Chipper, Maddux, Glavine, Smoltz. I played with them, and we had a great dynasty. For a long time, through the '90s and early 2000s. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be excited. I can't wait.
You had a long line to get through to get to 25 for you, so it's understood that it took a little bit longer than it probably should have. Do you have your speech ready? Do you have your speech? Have you started on a speech?
No, I don't talk much. I keep it very, very short. I talk a lot of trash in the dugout.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might not talk a lot. But you do talk a lot of trash, which is fun. It made it fun.
I talk a lot of trash in the dugout. I keep everybody loose, and especially when those times that I was not playing every day, and I felt like I would just keep everybody loose and make it fun. So I always pick on the umpires. I always pick on the pitcher that's pitching. I really didn't care who it was pitching or not, but just pick up, just make it fun and make the guys lose and make them excited to go out there and trying to win. So I don't have the speech yet. I still got a lot of months left. I still got a lot of golf to play. I still got a few more travels to do. So I think about it when I'm out there.
Have Ozzie Guillen do it for you.
Oh no, absolutely not. It's not. It's not going to be an Ozzie Smith. Ozzie
they would take the number
speech.
back down. Just kidding.
No, I love Ozzie. I mean, Ozzie is a good friend of mine. I think when he called me and say, "Hey, will you come to spring training ready to play?" I say, "Yes, I will. I will be ready to play." I mean, I think when the White Sox gave me the opportunity to continue to play after Texas, I came in the camp ready to go, ready to play, and obviously, they had who they had to play, but I shared my time and I did my job that the opportunity that they gave me. Me and Katse was rolling pretty good as a DH spot, and we were platooning, and we went first place, and I remember we went first place till we trade for freaking Manny Ramirez, and
No
we
comment.
went down. We went downhill. We went downhill, and I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm sorry, but when we traded for Manny, we went downhill. Me and Kasi will struggle a little bit, but it's part of the game. Struggle is part of the game, and bounce back, and they went and got Manny Ramirez, and took our time away from shining. So it's nothing to talk about. It's part of the game, and I'm just happy that Ozzie believed in me to give me the opportunity to play and continue. And after that, I had a great year, and I got a chance to sign with the Yankees, and I played 2 years with the Yankees.
Give me a textbook Andruw Jones trash talk line. What was something that you would say to a teammate, an opponent? What was like one of your go-tos?
Oh wow. This is I know this is rated. It can be seen on live TV.
No, you can
say whatever you want.
Yeah, we're unedited. You can drop a curse. Why? Because
No,
you don't want to set the example for Druw.
Yes, I mean, I still got an image. I got to keep it right. Only when I'm in the dugout, my teammates know when I talk, and the fans don't know. So.
Before we let you go, I do have this question.
Hold on. I keep it. This is it. I pick on the I just go. This is my thing. Look at your freaking number on your shoulder. You suck. If it's high, if it's over 50 or whatever, you are terrible. Why you don't have a lower number?
What'd they say?
Oh no, they talk. I mean, I had guys that actually when we were at the Yankees, this is funny. And CC was on the bench, and I was tripping the whole time. And last Diaz took his max up and say enough. I don't want to hear anything else from the dugout. So Girardi pop up and say nobody say nothing. Say no, I know it's Andruw speaking. And I didn't say nothing because I don't want to get fined. So CC say, Andruw, you punk out. I say, wait till the game is over. I'm gonna get on his face. So as soon as we got done, I went out there. I say, Lass, you ain't nothing. Blah blah blah. I see you out there. I'm gonna kick your butt. And it was like, I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of you. I was just laughing. And we had an incident in Chicago that actually the ump went talk with Girardi right after the game and said, I don't want to hear anything else from Andruw from the dugout. So Girardi kind of backed me up a little bit, but he said, why your ears is in the dugout? He said, but I can hear everything that he's saying. So I was like, this guy was trying to throw me out of the game forever. I never got thrown out of the game my whole entire life in the major league. So this guy trying to throw me out forever, and I think he had the chance, but Girardi backed me up.
That's nice. So before we let you go, I have one question for you, and I know you're going to deny it. Do you remember the time you called me from a random number and you left some message about like something, and you already started your denial, but you gave yourself away. It was like he had some app that he could call and it would disguise your voice. And he called me like 3 a.m. and left me some message, but he gave himself away because he said fruitcake in the message. Look, he's thinking about how can I get out of this? It was something you're like, oh, this is Herm Schneider, something, or it was our trainer. You fruitcake, and da-da-da-da, and he went on like a 10-minute rant, and then you hung up. And I went up to you and I said, I know it was you. And you said, oh, it wasn't me. And I'm like, but you said fruitcake. You're the only person that would say fruitcake on a message. Oh, it wasn't me. Look at it. I deny it.
Well, if I say fruitcake, then maybe it was me. I don't know. It probably was one of those long flight drinking and talking a lot of trash. That's why that happened.
That's okay. It was funny. I wish I still had the message.
Talking trash even off.
Oh, because it would disguise your voice and it came from a different phone number. The whole deal. It was awesome. I wish I still had it.
Well, Andruw, I'll give you his number after this so you can get him again.
Perfect.
It's probably going to be around 6 o'clock a.m. I ain't doing anything at 3 a.m. no more. So it's going to be 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock when I get up.
Hell yeah.
None of us are out.
AJ will be up and ready for it. Andruw, great catching up with you, and congrats on the number retirement coming up.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. It was an honor.
Awesome. And we appreciate everyone listening here to Legends Territory, and thanks to the MLBPAA. Head to baseballalumni.com for much more info on your favorite former players. Brzezinski, Braun. You can see us on Foul Territory every single weekday, 1 to 3 Eastern time, and catch all the shows back on our YouTube channel. See you next time.